How's it, South Africans and people of the world? Welcome back to my podcast, Jackson All Trades, where we speak about everything from politics to pop culture, skills, and people's stories.
Please, stop sending me that Amahle-Jax video. I urge you, please stop sending it to me.
So today, we have what I think is a genius. I know she's going to be humble about it. But like I had said, this podcast is more than just current affairs. We also want to find out about people's stories, their skills, and kind of impart some knowledge on you. So I'd like you to give me a round of applause because my beat pad is far. Hold on. That's not it. There it is. We have Karabo Poppy in the house.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're good, John.
That was an incredible introduction, by the way.
Thank you.
So I've just been looking at you like, okay, and I'm just excited, man.
I'm glad you're excited. So I'm going to start with your name, right? So Karabo.
Yes.
Which we know means an answer to God. Or a response from God.
Yes.
A prayer from God.
Yes.
But tell me a little bit about the Poppy. Where does that come from in terms of your stage name?
Okay, so that is actually my second name on my birth certificate, on my ID drivers. It's a legit second name. So I didn't choose it. It's not like I was like, okay, let me see how I can make my street name. No, it's just my actual name. So it's my first and second name.
Okay.
I was named after my grandmother who actually prayed for my parents to get a girl because they'd always wanted one child.
Yeah.
And for it to be a girl, they got a boy. They got another boy. They got a third boy. And then my dad's like, enough. She's bamboozled me many times. I'm done. This is it. And then my grandmother was like, I really feel like the girl's on their way. And my mom's like,
I'm done.
I'm 42, so I think I'm done now. And then just when she turned 42, 2 months later, they found out that I was there. They didn't want to know the sex of the baby. They're just like, Yeah. And then came out, the doctor shows my dad. He's like, Mr. Moletsani, look, do you want to tell your wife the sex of the baby?
Yeah.
My dad's like, it's a boy. And the doctor's like, Mr. Moletsani, look again. And then they saw like, it's a girl. They were so excited. Everyone was like, oh, this is all that we wanted. My brothers were excited. And then my grandmother had passed away before she had gotten to see me.
Oh, no.
So then my grandfather was like, just to honor that she was the one that was holding out for Karabo to be born, can we name her Poppy? And then that's
where the Karabo Poppy comes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Your grandmother's prayers.
She knew, and she waited. So yeah, that's how the Poppy came about.
That's brilliant. And you were born or raised in Vereeniging, if I'm correct, right? And how did that small town mold you into the artist that you are today?
So what I love about Vereeniging, it's one of those towns where everyone knew everyone. But that also gave me an idea of like, if everyone knows everyone, and this is all I know, this can't be it. Like, I feel like the fact that everyone knew everyone and everyone's business, I was just like, I had this curiosity to know more. So I'd always had this feeling of wanting to venture out and see what there is. Like, I had no idea what there was or what exactly I was looking for, but I was looking for something that's a little bit different because I feel like there's nothing more to uncover here.
Almost like that small town syndrome, like ignited your need to see more, be
Exactly.
Yeah,
but then it gave me a unique lens also.
In
like,
what way?
What I feel like everyone kind of took for granted in the areas that they grew up in that were bigger, those were things that I was then drawn to. I was like, I really love how beautiful this is. I love like the energy. I feel like it gave me a different lens to appreciate some of the things that people kind of looked
in these
past.
big cities. I'm a small town girl, so I 100% get that. You almost have a bigger appreciation for the little things because you've grown up, not that you've grown up with not much, but you've almost had to be inventive in your life. And then once you get to the big city, you're even more inventive and more creative.
It feels like there wasn't as much stimulation. Yeah.
And then I love this question of nature versus nurture, right? Do you believe that your creativity was nurtured, or was it in your nature?
So my dad and I actually speak about this all the time because we try and figure out where it comes from, because my dad believes no one on my side is creative, nothing. But then my mom also really believed no one on our side. So we have this conversation a lot. And I think it's a 50-50.
Okay.
I think anyone that chooses a path and a passion, and you could almost track back to when they were a child and you saw glimpses of that, I feel like that gives me a 50-50 idea into it. So I think it started with nature, and then my parents being two teachers, they know like how to
bring that out of you.
Like encourage it in a way. So then they saw I was really interested in art and being creative. So then they would buy me coloring books and paint, and then almost like guide my hand. They say, no, don't color outside the lines. Here are the lines. Be in the lines, like guide. And then when the coloring books were finished, my dad was like, I'm not buying another one. I don't know if you remember the paper back in the day. It was like, it had the perforation on the side and the holes. And then it was white on one side. Then at the other, like on the other side, it was like blue and white. Yeah. So then he'd bring that from work, and then he'd say, draw.
Balance.
It's like... Just because you finished the coloring in book before the end of the month, I'm not getting another one. So then that's when I started drawing the things around me. And then my parents were like, oh, you can actually kind of draw. So I think the nature versus nurture, I can't see it as anything other than 50-50. I'm 100% sure about that.
And I'm glad you're bringing up your parents, because there's an interview of you I watched, and you had actually started pursuing medicine. You were in the science field when it's now you're grown up and you're choosing your career, right? And so what gave you the courage to drop science and medicine and pursue, because we all know it as something that's safe, guaranteed, right? And then you have to have this conversation with your parents and say, I don't want to actually do this. But let me start here first. What gave you the courage to leave medicine, a sure thing, for something that's unpredictable, and if I would say unpredictable?
Can I tell you, I was so scared, but not of the unpredictability of it. They're telling my mom. Oh my word, that was so terrifying for me. So growing up in Val, I really wasn't exposed to much when it came to different careers that people could take. So I don't know if it was like the same for you growing 100%. Up. Like we kind of had like the top five.
Accounting. Lawyer. Doctor. At the most.
Nurse.
Nurse.
They'd allow nurse.
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher.
Yes.
That's it.
So those were the only options. And even the people in my life, like uncles, aunts, cousins, like no one had their own business even. It was just do the things that we know and are guaranteed. And then obviously like people in Black culture see going out into the world, you should be able to bring something back. So like, okay, my brothers, when they got their first jobs, we got new curtains. Okay, the curtains.
There's that rule where they say the first paycheck goes back to your parents. Essentially.
Yes. You can skim off the top for transport.
But that first paycheck goes to the belly.
So I was seeing it with my brothers. They studied IT, golden children. Now there's new curtains. They put in laminate floors at home, which was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Because it was carpet. And just keeping carpet clean was a mess. So I'm seeing my brothers do it. I'm like, okay, this is the journey. I'm seeing everyone around me. Okay, this is the journey. But that journey didn't excite me. I was like, to do this for like the rest of my life, everyone else looks happy. Like they really did look happy. They looked fulfilled. And then I was like, maybe am I being a brat that I'm just like, also this is not enough. This is not enough for me. Let me tell you. So I was just like, this is just not enough for me. So I don't know, what was the question?
So essentially, like my point was, how did that conversation go down with your parents? And the idea of taking that risk?
I got you. So I was those kids at like both analytical, both creative. So I took visual art, science, and then I started with accounting first because you had to give options, and then maths. Then I was like, accounting, I'm bored. Dropped accounting. Then I was like, should I go to biology? And I'm like, everyone does that. Yeah. I'm like, no, let me try geography. That could be a little bit interesting. Left that. So then my teachers were even telling me, you have one more chance to change. You cannot change. Because this was all in 1 year. They were like,
Ma'am, there are 2 semesters in a year.
This is the thing. So then they were like, no, you have one more chance. Yeah. And then I was like, let me just go to where my heart is. So I went to dramatic art, actually. So I had dramatic art, visual art, and science, but this was what myself and my parents discussed would make me the best reconstructive surgeon.
Okay.
So if you have the understanding of human anatomy, both in aesthetics with visual art, and then you have it in the sciences, which you then learn in varsity, put it together, then you're going to be like the perfect surgeon for that. So I was like, perfect. I like that idea. We are going ahead with this. And in matric, I meet someone that would evidently change my entire life. Yeah. We get a substitute art teacher. So art was just my thing, man. I just loved every moment of it. Yeah. Like I remember prize giving 1 year, I won like the art trophy. Yeah. And just to give you an idea of how my parents were, my mom sees it and she's like, would have been nice if it was a science trophy.
Look. It's the same. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was like, wow, okay. But yeah, it's just to give you an idea of like how they felt about the creative side. Yeah. So I meet this art teacher and she's absolutely incredible. She's actually a well-known South African oil painter. She goes by the name Jodie O'Lee. And I just took such a liking to her. She was exposing me to like a different side of art. I was seeing like how she's managed to sustain herself and live off her art and seems extremely happy. And because anyone else that I knew that was creative became an art teacher or was still living at home. Yeah. Hey, at a very old age. Yeah. So I didn't know anything else. I was like,
and now you're exposed to someone who's kind of changed that perception for you.
Exactly. And at 18, I was like, wow, I want to know more. I want to see more. So we'd have chats after school, just long chats of her telling me how she's traveled and how her style has developed. And she'd show me how she started painting in a certain way to how she paints now. And my eyes were just like opened.
Game over.
Game over.
Start.
Yes. The game started. Yeah. We said 2-player. We put the coins in. Showing my age. We put the coins in. We say yes. So she knew the game was starting, but I had no idea. I was just like, oh, this lady lives such a nice life. Yeah. I was like, it makes perfect sense because white people can do this.
Absolutely.
I was like, me being brown from Val, a girl.
Yeah. She probably inherited her house, or the parents gave her the deposit.
Exactly. And she doesn't have to still send money home. So I was intrigued, but I just explained it away as there's certain privileges that allow this to happen. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just listening to her life and she's like, okay, so it's third term, matric, like where are you going to go? Like, are you thinking of like some of the art? I said, shh. I said, my sister, we've already applied at UCT. We've already applied at WITS. I've been working on these marks since grade 10. Please. Yeah. Ooh, I even used to go to Kumon because...
You did Kumon?
Oh, I hated it. Because my mom was like, in the 70s. Yeah. A doctor in the 70s. No, we need to get it to 80s. Yeah. So she said Kumon. Did you do Kumon?
I did Kumon. I gave up.
The maths?
I gave up. So I
had Afrikaans?
It was maths and I was really bad at maths and my mom refused to believe that I was bad at maths.
Even though...
The marks were showing that I was... We did everything. We did a meeting with the maths department. We did Kumon.
She was in disbelief.
I never got maths literacy. I suffered until matric.
Wait. She never let you go to maths lit.
I never went to maths lit. I begged. The one teacher even said, maths lit isn't so bad. My mom just said, not a chance, mate. I had already dropped science and bio, right?
So you started with science and bio.
I in grade 9, I told my mom, I know you have this dream of me being a doctor like you. I don't know.
Oh, your mom's a doctor.
Yeah.
Also the extra
You understand?
pressure.
And I said, none of this makes sense to me. And like when we would do chemistry, I'm like, it's not coming together. So she allowed me to drop the bio and science. So when I get to grade 10, I get to choose history. What's this thing called? I did accounting and business. And so now she's convinced.
Yes, those are making more sense. From knowing you, I'm like, yes.
So then she's like, okay, you're going to become an accountant, so you need maths. Because I was also tutoring accounting. But for me, accounting was a system. It wasn't about the maths.
If you can recognize the patterns.
The patterns, exactly. So I never got that opportunity.
Maths, you can have numbers in an equation, and they show you it equals to a letter. Then I said, stop it.
Yeah, but you see, the one that took me out.
How do we start from numbers now? You say it's a letter.
The one that took me out was trigonometry. Sin, cos, tax. I just couldn't.
Because now we're speaking English in maths.
But so essentially you are telling your teacher, not a chance.
Yes.
We've been working on this my whole life. We have to get into medicine.
And then she said words that still shake me to this day. And she said, what a waste.
Oh.
And I was like, what do you mean? I'm going to be a reconstructive surgeon. I'm going to be helping every way that I can. And with this odd background, I'm going to make sure what I do is absolutely perfect for that person.
Yeah.
There's the option of doing it cosmetically as well. Like, come on.
I'm going to be good. Yeah.
And she's just like, what a waste. I haven't seen like a raw talent like yours. I haven't seen a passion like yours. I haven't seen a style like yours. Pretty much my whole life. Like if I was as talented as you when I was 18, I would have gone the art journey even harder. And I was just like,
wow.
Okay.
Words to think about.
Yeah. And it just kept ringing in my head. And then she says, okay, people are going to different places for open days. We even applied at Wits and UCT without going to an open day. My mom was like, I studied there, it's fine.
No, my mom didn't even give me a chance of UCT. She said there's too many white people there. You're going to Johannesburg, that's where they make money. That's where black people make. Wits, you're going there, your father went there, you're going to Wits.
Can I not see it? Can we not do an open date just to feel the vibe? No, I went there, you can go. Oh, okay. And it doesn't help that my mom has 3 degrees as well.
Oh, yes. Because
So,
the one thing I read is that your parents strive for excellence and they were pioneers. Tell me about how your parents were pioneers quickly.
so my dad had a very rough upbringing.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a lot of money. And pretty much his brothers said to him, since you're the smartest of all of us, we'll go work, like drop out of school, we'll go work so that you can get a degree and like try and help the family situation. And then we'll see if we can study later or what we do from there. But this is going to be our focus. So my dad is also like super genius, finished matric in those times, like with Bantu education, they had like 10 supplementary readings per language and they had to take English and Afrikaans. And then all the other subjects, like it was made extremely difficult. And by the time people were in matric, there were maybe like 4 or 5 people in the class. Like it wasn't like classes, like my dad was born in 1949. So it wasn't like classes like now where you're seeing it's normal for like, I don't know, 30, 40 of us to be in matric. So it was like really difficult then. So then he then went into teaching, met my mom, both very high achievers. And then, I don't know, I think they wanted to see that same excellence because they're like, this is where we came from and we had tougher situations. So you should be even greater than this, right? So, damn, I forgot where I was going. So my mom was the first in her family to have a degree. My dad was the first to even finish grade 7.
Wow.
So I saw them come from tremendous adversity.
Yeah.
And right now I look at them and I feel like they're the smartest, hardworking, creative also people that I've ever seen. Because I think if I had those kind of hardships, it would be so difficult to even try think of what I want, because you have to give so much of yourself. You have to give so much of yourself to help your family, to help the people around you, to always be thinking of mangwane, whoever from this family.
Community,
so, I saw them do things that I don't know many people were able to do.
Yeah.
And then my dad says one day to my mom, teaching's not making enough money.
Okay.
I'm going to be a financial advisor.
Oh.
My mom's like, we have children. We don't have the time
for
you to go and study. And then I must be breadwinner with a teacher salary. No. So my dad's like, don't worry about it.
I got it.
I'm not going to go study. I've watched people at the bank many times. So then my dad, with no
formal education.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no certification. No.
Yes. Ended up becoming the best financial advisor in Val, where his nickname is the Doctor of Finance.
Stop.
Yeah. So he was just through watching, he knew enough to take that knowledge, mix it with common sense, the knowledge that he's had before, and then the creativity to put it together to forge a career that then raised 4 children and took us to school, and we never lacked in that sense.
Yeah.
So I've just seen them take their situation, ignore it, but then ignore it to a certain degree, yes. And then achieve so much from that. So I'm just clearly this thing is in my blood.
There is a bit of risk.
I have to, there is, but they see it as calculated. They're risking to get better in a guaranteed way.
Yeah.
I'm risking because I just wanna have fun. Val's not enough for me. Ugh. And the thing is, I was goody two shoes, never rebellious, never had no desire. Teachers liked me, my parents were happy. So to go to my mom and say,
Andingen.
The teacher said, oh, my mom wanted to see the teacher. I was so scared for the teacher. I said, yo, girl, run!
There was nothing more terrifying than when your mom wants to speak to the teacher and you're like, oh my God.
Just speak to her about something that she said. I'm not in trouble. I don't know these things.
Yeah.
So then I told her I'm rethinking everything because of the words that this teacher said. But before then, the teacher still had a plan. Sorry, my friend, I'm not used to mics.
You used to brush
Exactly. So then she says, oh, there's this open day happening at Open Window. So a lot of the girls, I went to school, Potch Girls High. So she's a lot of the girls are going that side to go see. And since you're Joburg side, don't you want to go there and then bring some pamphlets? They'll bring pamphlets and then we can all share what we find and tell each other about it. And then my mom was like, you know what? We can go to University of Pretoria to see the open day. Now that open day was the same day as the Open Window open day.
Okay.
And to get to Pretoria, we had to pause Open Window to get there. So I was like, since we're on the way,
let's just stop a little bit.
Yes, my teacher said I can get some pamphlets for the other kids there, but I wanted to see it for myself. So we go there, and then my mom's like, I'm not even going inside. She stayed in the car. My dad came in, and my dad tells me now, each time they spoke, I saw you light up. I saw you so excited. You were asking questions. He was like, when we speak about the other things about medicine and all that, we're doing most of the talking and you're just agreeing. But here you're just finding yourself. You're asking proper questions. Everywhere else, you just didn't mind. You just took.
So he saw that spark, essentially.
He saw the spark. And then my dad asked for the applications. So since my dad also being teacher, black parents, they like using this term fly by night.
Yes. Yeah,
so that means like
fly by night school.
Yes, it's like a school that, I don't know, a bunch of people have just put together. The accreditation is not valid. Yes, it doesn't. Pedigree is such a good word. So my dad was asking for all the accreditation, wanted to go through it. He was like, okay. Went through the whole thing. Everything's great. And then I saw him take application forms and then put it in an envelope and put in the boot.
Okay, because he's hiding from mom's.
Exactly. So then I say to my mom, I think we should go home. And my mom's like, why? We need to go to University of Pretoria. And I was like, I'm coming here next year. And then for 2 years, my mom didn't talk to me.
Oh, no.
She saw it as the ultimate betrayal. Like, this was a direct attack on her.
Yeah.
And I still even get like shocked. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. But
it's okay, baby.
Yeah, for 2 years, my mom refused to talk to me because I decided to pursue a creative career.
Yeah.
My dad was like, I don't fully understand it, but I see how happy it makes you.
I got
and
you.
That's what I want. That's
enough, yeah.
So I can do what I can. I ain't paying for it though.
Oh.
So he's like, I can support and all of this, but my teacher was like, good shot, let's get the bursaries going.
Because she's smart.
Exactly. She's like, don't worry about that. Got the bursary papers. I'll write like a whole thing for you.
A reference, yeah.
Yes. So then, Open Window paid for my 3 years of studying. And then my dad was like, okay, because I'm seeing that you're doing some things there, I'll get you a laptop. I'll get you a camera. So then he helped me a lot in that.
Yeah.
And then this was the most embarrassing part. My first report comes back 50%. My mom said no.
She said,
She said, not like this. You're not going to tear the family apart for 50%. She was like, weren't you saying that you're good at this thing? But it's like, that's the thing. I'm like competing with kids that have known about Photoshop since they were, I don't know, early teens. I didn't know what Photoshop was.
Yeah, you were playing a game of catch up, essentially.
It was a game. Like, I knew these things. I knew like media had to come from some sort of software and place, but I had no idea where it was from. So, yeah, what then pushed me in varsity was to not only prove to my parents, but to
prove to those kids as well.
But not in like proving to them, but I was just like, I'm a firm believer in like using what you've got to your advantage. So since I didn't have this long line of knowing about Photoshop and Illustrator and After Effects and 3ds Max and all of this stuff, what I do know is paper and drawing. I'm going to have to start from scratch with the software. So I'm going to learn it right. Because I know like if you're learning on your own, you can pick up bad habits. I'm going to make sure I learn it correctly. And then I'm going to try and make sure I give myself that unique lens to approaching the projects as well. So I may not be able to garner the points with like how I use the software, but I could garner the points in how I use my mind and how I use my hands. So I've always had to be a little bit extra strategic with my creativity. It just came naturally in high school, but then it started becoming super intentional in varsity. And then I was 0.5% away from a cum laude in my last.
But you know what I always say? There's no cum laude on your CV.
But it's in my heart.
No, I know it's in my heart. I know it's in your heart. I know it keeps you up at night sometimes.
My dad said, oh, now my mom's on our side again. She said, let's go to the teacher. I said, no, mama, not in varsity. She was like, let's go. She must explain to us where the 0.5 is.
Oh, my goodness.
But like one of the best parts was like changing their mindset.
Especially your mom, I can imagine, yeah. Just being like proving that point.
Yeah. So like I thought, okay, something extra interesting is happening here because she is a powerful, strong, confident woman. And like what she says goes. Like no one can change that. Even my dad would have to massage her mind for a long time before she could even consider changing her mind. So I saw like visual communication isn't just taking a brief, answering it, and putting it out in the world.
Yeah.
But you take the brief, you answer it, and when it goes out into the world, it has the ability to change how people think.
Brilliant.
So it means as I'm creating work, there's an extra responsibility. What else am I saying to try and change perception, to try and change mindsets?
Yeah.
Because at the time, my parents were like late 60s, maybe.
Yeah.
So they were set. But I saw them start to believe in what I was doing, believe in me, also change their vocabulary. They weren't, like, my mom wasn't calling it dipopai anymore. She was saying illustration.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay,
my
yeah.
daughter's an illustrator.
She was saying stylistic approach. Her stylistic approach is an African aesthetic. I'm like, who wrote the script for my mom? But I'm seeing like my dad being a financial advisor, he has a lot of people come to him and say, oh, our daughter or sons are going to be going to varsity, so we want to know how best to prepare for that. And he says the first point of preparation is if they are wanting to go into a creative career, you let that happen. Brilliant. And how you can support is emotionally, and now I can show you financially
how
what
to
you can
do it.
So now he's like the biggest advocate for that. Everyone in town knows him. They're like, yeah, if he says African aesthetic, if he says original voice and speak to your narrative, listen, this man is done. But I was like, oh, it's changing their perspective. It's changing
It's changing your community as well.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
So now what more can it do when we go global?
Come on, and we're going to get to global.
Hey.
I've got it all covered, don't worry.
Did you see I was helping her at her job?
So, you graduate 5 cum laude, sorry. And what's the first piece of art that you sold or that you made that confirmed what you had believed?
So I had confirmation for what I was doing before I believed the confirmation, if that makes sense.
I guess people were telling you, but you didn't believe it, or?
People were telling me, but it's such a trusted person and you don't want to disrespect that you just believe for their sake. But then it was actually for your sake. So I had an incredible mentor that we just crossed paths, and I think this man is just incredible. His name is Craig Clark, and he taught me about life, business, strategies, quoting, everything that I needed to know. And he was just like, 100% you're in the right direction. And if I see you veer off in any way, I will be so hurt, because I've never wanted someone's purpose more than they want their purpose. And I'm like, how as a black woman, how have I made a white man jealous? Like that I didn't see that happen a lot.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm jealous of your purpose. I wanted more than you wanted for yourself. And then I was like, okay, let me pay more attention.
Yeah.
So he was like, it's gonna work out. I know the end of the story. I don't know what's gonna happen getting there.
Yeah.
But I know just before the credits, it's gonna work out even better than you think.
Do you believe in destiny? Because there's too many.
I do.
As you speak, I don't necessarily believe in destiny. I always believe you almost get yourself to destiny. But when I listen to as you speak now, there's too many things that were just aligning at the right time.
Exactly. Because of that, I can't not believe in destiny. I believe in destiny, but I feel like you can mess it up though.
Yes.
So it's like it's your game to lose.
Yeah.
Is how I feel.
Okay.
So like when people are like, 1 in a million chance, 1 in a million chance, I was just hearing, oh, so I have a chance.
Yeah, I'm that one then.
If you say, you didn't say 0. You didn't say who the one is. So 1 in a million, it means I have a chance. So I am kind of like a believer. I like to be like super optimistic. I'm a little bit of a dreamer. So having like the mentors say that confirmation, I just said it so that I could just be nice, because the older person also, he's like, I don't know, 35 years older than me.
Yeah, and respect.
Yes, I need to give respect. So I was like, to respect, I was like, yes, Craig. Yes.
Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, I want to know.
Up until we saw some truth in what he said.
Fair. And then it was confirmed for you that, okay, I know him.
Yeah, like, okay, you were right. And now he always looks at me and is like, I did tell you
told you so.
I did tell you that.
I love it. I told you so moment. So now I want to kind of get into Karabo's process, right? What is your creative process? Because you also do a lot of things. There's murals, there's sneakers, there's obviously the art. If you see behind us, guys, there's some of her art on the wall here. Let's say actually, let me not say you get a brief because I'm going to get to the branding stuff. You want to create a piece of art.
Yes.
What's the process?
So for me, I have the idea of what I want it to look like in my head before it comes out. So I'm really inspired by everyday life in South Africa and through recent years, everyday life on the African continent. Like, I know it's incredibly diverse, it's incredibly broad, but what I love to find are like the golden threads within that. And I found that the idea and creativity around hair is something that we all kind of share, and that's one of the golden threads. So I'll just see something in my everyday life that will spark something, and I'm always wanting to preserve how life on the African continent is, but then to show it in a way that people haven't seen before. So I want to like just
flip it on its head.
It's so
almost
strange because I see in the pictures and now I need to go back and put it in words.
Yeah.
But like I want to add like lighting and rays and to just like show it like on a pedestal in its like best way. And so then I use my art to do that. So each time is kind of a little bit different. I'll go out and take a bunch of photos.
Okay.
And I love portraits. So I'll take a bunch of photos of people and then I tell them that, hey, I'm going to draw you this kind of my style and this is how it's going to look like. And then I just start drawing the portraits from there. Or if I'm looking for a color palette, my favorite place to go is Pretoria CBD. There's this maybe 3 kilometer long market in the middle.
Yeah.
So I go there and I just take like pictures of products because like, I don't know how the light reflects off of that like faux leather bag, that the one that used to travel. I'm just like that burnt brown.
Yeah.
That's even like in some of my illustrations, you'll see it's like from there. So I'll look for color palettes in everyday things from just like living here. So yeah, I kind of get the itch to want to draw and then I just go outside and then I come back and then I look at all of the footage that I have and then I put my illustrations together from there.
Okay, cool. I love that. I've done another interview before and what's interesting to me is how creative people kind of have different approaches. You know, when I was speaking to Yanga, he says he needs silence first. Right?
Really?
It needs a lot of silence to start, and you are almost like you're almost the opposite. Like you need like
I need the muferefere, the just things moving. I need to be hearing like routers and stuff, and then that like wakes me up.
That's brilliant to me. Tell me now about you as the artist, because now we're also speaking about your process, and I think you've touched on it a little bit. How would you describe your style?
I'm trying to not give you the rehearsed paragraph that I've had just for many years, but how I'd describe my style is the preservation of the African aesthetic.
Can I just tell you why I'm so glad you said that?
Yes.
Because my next comment on my notes, because I make notes. You guys know I make notes. This is not a fly-by-night.
It's not. Nice.
I said your murals are layered with history, movement, and Black identity. And my question was going to be, why did you go with that style? So I feel, because every time I see your pieces, I can't help but see this like, I can see something hanging in Nigeria. I can see it hanging in Tanzania as much as I can see it in South Africa. And then I can see white people in Brooklyn gawking over it like, oh, this is Africa. You know, like I feel there's a history that might not be obvious to the average eye, but I think it's very prevalent in your work. Even when you're inspired by Asia, I think, if I'm looking at that one.
Yeah, it's like American traditional tattooing, but the flames are Japanese folk art inspired.
Okay, you guys are going to get B-roll of that. Okay, so you would describe it as preserving African culture, essentially.
So that actually originated from my dad. Excuse me. So he's always been like a dad that wants to instill the pride in our culture.
Yeah.
And he'd always tell me like about specifically Basotho culture, where we come from, and then the Moletsane is where we come from, and like why that's important. And he'd always say like, you must teach your kids vernac, like you must teach them their language. There's so much of identity just in the language. The language even teaches you how to be. And he always say like original Sotho didn't have swear words because we're not aggressive people. And the fact that those swear words didn't exist means that your children will approach life in a softer way. Demeanor, because even if they have an aggression or like something makes them angry, the initial response is to use their words, not take something that just shows their anger, but they explain why they're angry. And I'm like, yes, that's so true. And he's like, that's how I've raised you. I want you to raise your kids in the same way because like, I've learned that from culture and tradition. I want you to learn it. I want your kids to learn that.
And I want you to communicate that through your art.
Exactly. So he didn't really say that, but I was just like, it just, right? He's so cute.
I see your guys' family trips. I love those trips. Like, I'm obsessed with your dad.
Same here. He's actually my best friend.
Yeah.
So, like when he'd go to Lesotho and stuff, he like brings back blankets and he like brings back the hats and he likes to see it around. And I don't know, he just made me so proud to be Sotho. And then I became so proud to be a South African. And then through life, I became so proud to be African that it just happened. Like I just felt that pride and I wanted to show it. And through studying, I saw media wasn't really capturing it as accurately as I would have hoped. And when I did see accurate portrayals of it, it was white British people that came here and shot photos here. Like I even have the books here, like Sharp with Ed Shooter and like South African township barbershops. I was like, these were not documented by, firstly, they were not documented by South Africans.
Yeah.
Secondly, they were not dominated by the people that they were shooting, like black, BIPOC people. Like that wasn't.
It's not prevalent in the work.
Yes. And I was like,
it's lacking.
These things are beautiful, but there's like once you see like Trevor Stearman's work, then you feel it. Like once you start seeing like Wanda Lepoto's clothing, you can even actually feel it and touch it. And even like how they choose to shoot their lines, like with Rich and even with Tebe, how you shoot it, it's like it just captures that. So I wasn't finding it here. And in illustration, illustration feels like it just came. Now you want to start drawing black people. Oh, wait. So then I was like, you know what? I'm seeing that there's something missing here. Yeah. And I feel like that's why I wanted to go into visual communication because we could still add to it. So I just was upset with not seeing an accurate portrayal and not seeing a portrayal that's told by people that actually live that narrative.
To own your own narrative.
Yeah. And then I just started doing it. And then people started responding well to it. Not even just like black people, white people were responding well to it. I traveled to the US to paint a mural at Berkeley, so the University of California, the Berkeley campus. And then the janitor actually said, can I bring my daughter here tomorrow? Because I wanted to see another black female doing something that's unexpected. I don't want her to think that she only has certain paths to go through. Oh, I'm getting emotional again.
You just gave me goosebumps, girl. I'm like,
But
damn.
and he brought his 7-year-old daughter to come and see me, to come and meet me. And he was just like, these are the kind of opportunities that you have now.
Yeah.
Don't think that you're just limited. And I'm seeing like people respond, and I'm having people from other countries say like, I'm not from South Africa, but I feel a sense of home and familiarity in the work. And I'm just like, that's it. Yes. It's the golden thread that we still have.
Yeah.
Like, you may have dispersed for whatever reasons, but that golden thread is still gonna like pull us back.
You can cut Africa up all you want, but there are constantly themes that we see in now what we consider other countries that are prevalent in our own South Africa. So, just going to other places, being like, that's also how we do that. And just being like.
And I used to find that so interesting.
Yeah.
I used to watch like Martin when I was little.
Yeah.
With my brothers, and I'd be like, that's mangwane into bashanyana. Like, I was like, these things we have similarities.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we can find each other's humor funny is because we have a mutual understanding of
100%,
something.
Yeah. So you painted the mural in Berkeley.
Yes.
And now I want to speak about the work that you've done. It would be faster for us to ask who haven't you worked with. But I'm gonna name some of the brands, because if you're not understanding what a powerhouse this woman is that I'm sitting next to, let me just give you some hints of who she's worked with. A variety of things. We're talking murals. You've redesigned. I saw something about Google. You changed something for
the Google Doodle. You know, when there's a special day and then they have a thing there.
Yeah, but some of the brands that you've worked with: Coca-Cola, KFC, Johnny Walker, Nescafe, Pond's, Nike, UGG, Netflix, NBA. And then I just had to put an ellipsis because there's not enough time. There's not enough time.
No. And there's still more to come. Semicolon.
Come on. I love it. So tell me about the process of kind of working with or for a brand. Do you kind of have that creative freedom, or is it more stringent?
So I can't speak for everyone's experience.
Yeah.
But I can speak to my own experience. I think I've built enough trust where brands come to me with full understanding that to get the best work out of me, just tell me your brand colors, give me a file with the logo, tell me the due date, and then leave me alone. So brands like trust me a lot, and each time they come to me, they give me a very, very open brief. So there's been very few times that brands have been stringent and like told me this is exactly. So, and each time that's happened, I could feel like I could have done better there. I could have done better with that. But yeah, I am in a very privileged position where brands feel like they have the trust in me, and then they just send me just what I need to know. Deadline, there's the logo, and then I just go ahead. I love that.
That's a testament to the work that you've done, the reputation that you've built as consistent, reliable, creative, innovative. And with all that work and things like even creating the late AKA's Mass Country album cover, right? Is there a project that when you worked with a brand and you were like, yeah, I've made it? Because I mean, you've got LeBron wearing your shoes.
Yes.
We're talking about one of the most famous people in the world. You are working with Coca-Cola, which is one of the biggest brands in the world. Netflix. If you can think about it, is there a moment where you worked with a brand and you were like, this one is it. I've made it, and it's almost affirmed you more than it's given you. I don't think you lacked confidence, but it's affirmed, kind of the work that you've been doing.
Also with the confidence, I was just smiling while you were talking because I was just like, I don't often look back, But when I do look back, it's really just like smiles.
Yeah.
And I never used to be like a super confident kid. I was like kind of weird, made fun of and things like that.
Yeah.
And I remember in school, they used to make fun of me and then tell me that I was ugly. And then I can't imagine. I came back. Well, you can say many things about me.
But that
was a lie. Let me tell you, that was lies. So I come to my mom and I'm like crying. And she's like, no, what's wrong? And I'm like, at school, they said I'm ugly. And then my mom's like, I'm going to stop you right there. She's like, everyone that we know now says that you look like me.
Your mom was fabulous.
Are you saying that I'm ugly? I'm saying no, Mama, you're the most beautiful person on the planet. I love how your eyes look, your nose look. She was like, you have these eyes and this nose. This mouth. She's like, I gave birth to myself.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm ugly? And I was like, no. And then she created a monster from there. I was like, if I look like my mom, no one can say, you can say anything. Listen, you can say, you'd be like, you're too long for the doors, you're too long for pants. It's fine. But this though? No, I know I'm pretty. So my mom instilled confidence in me early.
Yeah.
After that day, no one could tell me anything.
No one could tell you anything.
Even about other things that I wasn't too confident about. Yeah, you wouldn't say.
You can't tell me.
I can join WNBA day.
And you
able. So I was just like smiling when you said that, because I just remembered like my mom instilling that confidence in me, and I feel like it spilled over into like my career as well. Like the way that I draw, she was like, be proud of that, be proud of like your unique way of how you look, but then it translated in your unique way of how you draw, be proud of that. So can I give you two brands, clients, projects?
Yeah. Give me two.
So growing up, I was always just enamored with African-American Black culture.
Yeah.
I was seeing it on TV. I was hearing it in music. I was seeing it with sports. And it's just always been just something I was enamored with, because I was seeing Black people being proud of who they are, where they come from, and then celebrating that, and then creating like different styles and different mediums, and creating something that like the world just gravitated to.
Yeah.
Like
that everyone could relate to, regardless where you were.
And then people were emulating that as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the brand Timberland sells more to like people in street fashion than they do construction workers.
Yeah, because also it's for those guys who are logging, like cutting down trees and stuff.
Exactly, but I don't think that's where their big market really is. So like they just changed the culture and like changed so much. I've just been enamored by it.
Yeah.
So one thing that I always noticed when I was seeing these amazing Black people do amazing things, what shoe were they wearing? Air Force One. It was a Nike Air Force One all the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I love that shoe. And like my brothers played basketball. They were also just little American kids, nyana. Yeah. And they introduced me to that. And like they used to tell me about the significance of an Air Force One. And I'd be like, wow, one day I want to have an Air Force One. But like just like have the shoe to wear it. And then when I was 17, now my cousin bought me my first ones. He got RAF money. he got my cousin got road accident fund money and then bought me.
Yes, RAF.
Hey.
Yes, RAF. Thanks, RAF. You said if there's one thing that works for this country, it's the RAF. It's the RAF fund.
I myself have benefited from someone else's RAF. So he bought me my first pair and I love that shoe. He was like, every time after you finish wearing it, you must dust it off and put it back in the box. I was like, okay, he's teaching me. That's what I always did. And then fast forward, I'd always wanted to have a Nike shoe. And then I really ended up having my own Nike shoe. Like I ended up being able to design a collection of 3 silhouettes of the Air Force One.
Yeah, the shoe that you've dreamed about.
The shoe that I wanted to have. I didn't realize that I was already speaking it out then. I was like, I want to have an Air Force One. Yeah, but dreaming too small to just own one. But how is it if you get to design them? So the initial brief was that Nike came to me. They were just like, we love your art. We love like that Air Force One has been a part of your journey. We'd like you to design an Air Force One. So we're going to have like Air Force One X Karabo Poppy, and you just do what you need. We will send you the schematics of how an Air Force One shoe is. It was amazing. I got to see the template of an Air Force One. We weren't allowed to share it, but I saw the whole thing. No, I can't.
Because what happens if they find it in China?
Yeah.
These are duplications. If they haven't found it already.
Yes. So, I was so excited. I gave them 3 designs.
Yeah.
They were just like, tell an authentic African story. And I gave them 3 designs, and I told them it's too difficult to tell an authentic story on one shoe. I told them, I'm giving you 3 designs. You guys choose, because I can't choose. I feel like it's not my call to make with that. When you're thinking about the continent, you have to think about the past. I cannot ignore history when I'm putting the designs together. So that was the first one that I did. Then I said, there's something interesting happening in Africa now. There's like a
renaissance.
I see in the pictures like re-ownership of things. Yes. So I have to speak about that. And then also like this glimmer into our future as well. So I'm like, I can't pick which one's the most important. All 3 of them, and I've been a part of each. So
and they're all interlinked.
Yes.
You can't tell the beauty of the future without reflecting the darkness of the past almost. Yeah.
And then they said, fine, let's make all 3. I said, Nike has trust, hey? So they really valued the story, and they trusted my insight into it. And then said, okay, we know how we want it to look. How do you want it to feel? And then mine was the very first Air Force One that was made with 100% leather. Girl. I was like, I want it to feel authentic, so we're going to use 100% leather on it.
And we make in Africa most of the leather that all these luxury brands use anyway.
Exactly. So it only made sense for this to have the same thing. And then, Nike, you cannot cover the swoosh. On the shoe, the swoosh must be shown. And that was one of the very few Nike shoes where the swoosh was actually covered with my illustration on it.
You are a big deal.
So then I wanted to challenge the brand. If you really are wanting to tell an authentic African story, are you willing to put your brand
on the line
second?
Yeah.
Are you willing to put it behind something that's a different narrative?
Yeah.
And they said, challenge accepted. So we sold out in 2 hours.
Yeah, we tried.
Globally.
No, we tried. We tried, and hence I'm wearing Nike today.
So love it.
We tried, and I threw out an Air Force One. I was like, because this girl's gonna that's my girl. She makes Air Force Ones. This is insane.
So that just said for me, no, this time I've made it though.
Yeah.
This time I've made it. It wasn't even about like how much money was paid for a project.
Yeah.
It was like, no, but this time.
Yeah.
Because I can't name a more iconic silhouette in terms of sneakers than the Nike Air Force One.
Yeah.
To have redesigned it my way
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Was just, I'm still in disbelief now. Like it's still, and you know how they came to me? They gave me a call.
You said plus
1 908. I said I don't know you were there. But that's how it started. And I was just like, this had solidified, like, boom. You're doing what you were created to do. You're doing what you're meant to do. And you're doing it with such excellence that other brands and people that you deem as excellent are recognizing that. So that was for me like the stamp that I need to dream bigger also.
Yeah.
I need to stay consistent.
Yeah.
And I need to stay prepared as well. Preparation is a very important part. Like my biggest fear is not being prepared for anything.
Yeah.
So
That's that type A personality. You said, Karabo, you're both analytical and creative.
Yes. That's why I can't sit still.
It's a superpower, though. I think it's a superpower.
If you can harness the good parts, because there's pros and cons in each part. But I never want like a brand that I admire to come to me and then I feel like I'm not where I need to be with my craft.
Yeah.
Then I end up getting this opportunity, then no one buys the shoe.
Yo, Nkosi yami.
I will lock up the studio and you guys will not hear from me again. I will order Uber Eats and ask the man to just like put it under there, and that's how I will live.
And you are back in the vault. You say, in fact, let me leave this Johannesburg.
Listen, exactly. There's no Uber Eats there. It's fine. My dad and I will cook together. But yeah, it's just like that fear of not being prepared. So I just worked on my craft every day, and then that came up. Then I made sure I need to work on it even more now, because who knows where it can go?
Yeah.
Like, who knows from here? Because I never thought Air Force One was possible.
Yeah.
Then suddenly it was.
It was, yeah. It's right in front of you now.
It was. And then after that, UGG comes to me. UGG is like, we not only love your ability to design and draw, we love your look.
Okay.
So they said, not only will you design all the collateral around our August winter campaign, we want you to appear in it as well. And I was like, and my mom did say I'm pretty. She did say it. So I got to, yay.
Mama was right.
Mama was right. So it just showed, like that campaign showed how I don't have to just be an illustrator. I don't have to just see myself as an illustrator. I can branch off into so many things. So I created the visuals for the autumn-winter campaign last year.
Okay.
And it was a global campaign. We even went to go shoot in Korea. Had never been there before.
That's why you were in Korea.
That's why I was in Korea.
I thought you were just on a holiday with the love of your life.
Paid holiday by the brand because we were working. But the most amazing thing happened. Like, we're creating content that's going to be on billboards all over the world.
Yeah.
Do you know Model of the Year last year, who it was?
No, but it was Alex Kansani, no?
Yes.
What's her name?
Alex Kansani.
Kansani, yeah.
Was she not on set
Stop.
for us to pose together?
So now you are with Model of the Year and
Supermodel Precious Lee was also there. Then, did you watch Beef with Ali Wong?
Yes.
You know the brother, the young guy?
Yeah. It's all hot.
The hot one.
Yeah.
He was also hot in Korea on the shoot there. And I felt like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like, this is not, what am I, then there was imposter syndrome. And I have a talk that I do, how to make imposter syndrome work to your benefit. But that's for another day.
Okay, that's for another day. It's fine.
But it just like opened this door, and I'm not a model.
Yeah.
I'm just cute because of my mom. And my dad.
Okay.
Yes, he also had something to do with it.
But those are mommy's eyes and nose and face.
The face, my hands are my dad, but the face, my mom.
Yeah.
So the project like morphed from just like creating these illustrations for the campaign to even appearing in
the actual campaign
and
strategizing
and posing with them. They were like, hey, do you? I was doing them.
I love that.
But yeah, friends in Berlin were like, hey, I can see like a huge billboard with you. This is you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. Brilliant. My friend was like, in the subway in New York, there was a whole like 20-meter long poster of you posing with Uggs. I was like, that was me.
That's
and
incredible.
I remember when I was young, I was like, Papa, I want to go to America. And he was like, with his money. And then I used to go through this phase where I'd say, Brooklyn. I don't know what, Brooklyn. And then I was just putting it out there because I knew one day I will be there.
Yeah, and you have.
Not only went there, my face was printed there in the subway of New York. I have had my illustrations be on Times Square billboards as well. And it's just like this reminder of going for what you were created to be, and the doors just like,
yeah.
But it's important to like stay consistent and like perfect your craft so that when that opportunity comes, you don't mess up.
All right. So now I want to move into industry insights.
Yes.
Right? I'm not messy. Okay. I actually just want to see, kind of understand who inspires you, etc. Right? Looking around your studio, I see portraits by Imran Christian, who I think is also a leader industry. You know, very creative. Who else's work inspires you in South Africa?
Do I have to choose an illustrator? Or
No,
choose?
anything. It could be a musician. It could be, I don't know, a poet, a writer. And if South Africa is hard, take it there. But I just want to understand.
No, it's not hard. I'm just thinking who I want to. So the first person that inspires me, my dad. He doesn't see himself as a creative, but I think he's one of the most creative people on the planet because he'll always find a different way to make something work, and he just does everything with excellence. Yeah. So I feel like that's a creative's characteristic.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two, I would say, is Mani Badu.
Oh, Mani.
Like, her craft is rapping, but I can see her creativity in how she puts her shows together, how she dresses, how she will creative direct a shoot. I think her creativity is, like, she should be bigger than she is now.
I 100% back you on that one.
So just even how she, like, writes, and I just think she's an all-round incredible creative, and those are the creatives that I'm drawn to. Just like, you're not only creative in music, but it can translate into many, many, many things. Yeah. So Mani Badu for sure. I would say Seth Pimentel.
Oh, I was just on the panel with him.
Right. He's just I think what I really appreciate is how he manages to capture Black identity within his portraits. He has this, I don't know, innate awareness of how Black people look, how they want to look, how they should be portrayed in paintings. So that I just really love. Like, he gets a deepness in the eyes, and like the skin just, I think he's honed in on that perfection, and he does it so many different ways, but all of it still have that same perfection
and almost
in it.
His identity. I think he said something on that panel of one thing that inspires him, and I think maybe that's why he's so good at capturing that, is traveling Africa. You know, is going to all these parts and seeing color. So we were speaking just about color and African aesthetics and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he was saying how it's his ability to go to all these African countries and see that golden thread that she was speaking about, but also see a unique identity in each African country. And I think traveling is a very good thing for you guys as artists, because it exposes you guys to, you know, different aesthetics, but also similarities that you see in your own country, and so on and so forth. Yeah, no, Seth is a great one. I have a poster of his that I'm gonna frame. It was for free. We were getting getting them at like Levi's.
I think I know the red side face.
We were getting. I've had it stored. I need to just find the right frame for it. And then tell me.
I'll tell you one more.
Yeah.
Esther Mhlangu.
Of course. Mama.
I met her in Melrose Arch. I was like, Kikupa snap. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was so like, I know, like, she's an older woman. Like, she probably came to Melrose Arch to just like, I don't know, have a coffee. I don't know.
And just, there you are.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. But it's because when I started like my mural career, so much backlash from the graffiti community.
Of course.
Yeah, so much, like just negative. They were on my Instagram. They were telling me that they're going to paint over my murals if they see it in town. It was just like a lot of negative feedback from them. And yeah, just when I was feeling like, I should just leave this because it's not worth
the
all of
personal
this attacks. Yes. And I just remember, like, just one day I thought of Esam Shango, and I just thought she probably had backlash.
Yeah.
But then she reminded the world that the outdoor large-scale paintings back in the day were reserved for who? The black woman to paint. So now I'm letting people that are the opposite of black women tell me what I must paint in my country.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm going to get bigger and even better because of that. So,
and she set such a high standard of, like you were saying when you were speaking about, you know, being Sutu and tapping into that culture and making sure you represent that culture. Nobody does that for her community better than her. It is consistently different, if I can say that.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like the thread of I am Ndebele, I think Ndebele culture is always there, and you would almost expect a repetition because how much can a person create?
The shapes.
Yeah.
How many more shapes
How many more shapes can she create?
But the combinations are endless.
It's brilliant.
And if you draw from what you know, you'll never run out of inspiration.
Oh, that's a quotable. Oh, damn. Okay. I've thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm glad that I kind of also almost understand the people that you are talking about. So the creative industry loves to say, and I love that you've just spoken about this graffiti community because my next question leads to that. We've got this idea that, you know, there's a lot of diversity and inclusion that's happening. Do you think you're seeing it, or is it performative in your industry?
Is there inclusion, or is it performative?
So is the diversity that the art world loves?
Yes.
Does it actually exist? Oh, hold on. I've got a sound for you. No?
But I know that the potential is there.
Yeah.
And there is desire, but I don't see it as much. And I sometimes fear it's because the people have the fear that there isn't enough space for everyone. So we need to keep it as is so that we don't risk me losing out because now there's too many people here.
Yeah.
So I find that there's a lot of regurgitation of the same thing.
It's like you read my notes. It's like you read my notes, yeah.
I'll see like a certain style come up, and then I find a lot of people doing that exact same style.
I think that happened with Nelson Makamo, where if I see one more child with glasses,
a black chuckle with blue circle glasses. Guys, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. It's enough. It's his. And I know he didn't invent charcoal with some color, yes. But the way in which he guides his charcoal, and I think he uses pastel for the color, the way in which he guides that and the energy it creates, that he does own. He did make.
Yeah.
And it's just like, each person has such a unique style. Like, you know how they say people don't have the same handwriting?
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same with drawing.
100%.
So then why don't you show us that unique voice?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like, shame, I don't like the term performative, because that sometimes feels like it's on purpose that people are doing this. And I like to believe that
they're being inspired.
It's not on purpose.
Yeah.
So the diversity, I'm not seeing within style.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing within the use of different kind of people, some of the names that we don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that as much because I see a lot of the same names.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure why, but your question just asked me if I'm seeing it.
Remember, I said we're not getting meals.
Yes.
Here.
So I don't know why that is, but I see a lot of the same names, and then I see a lot of the same styles, and I want to see what's different. I want to see what's more. I want to see what I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
And I want to see things that then like make me jealous, but in a good way. Like, I wish I created that. Like, when I think of that, like that is really good. So I don't see enough of that diversity, both in style, both in different names. And I don't know why that is.
I think in general, creativity tends to be gatekept. You know, I think musicians, if I was speaking to a musician, we could have the same conversation. Outside of piano, because it's a free for all.
Yes.
If you make the banger, you are on.
You're on. Mm-hmm.
You know, I just think I think what you are saying is that the preciousness almost there's a preciousness of like, this is how we do things. These are the people that we are that are chosen, and because art is so, I guess, interpretive. There's only a handful of people who are choosing, right? And those handful of people are maybe not exploring further than what they know. Mm-hmm. So now I've got
that also.
Give it to me.
This isn't me being messy, I promise.
Okay.
I need to see how to phrase it. But I even see within institutions and establishments, within art, once you show that you want to break away, you're unsettling us.
Yes.
I think people become you use the word precious with how things have always been done. And I see it even in like, even though I'm a muralist, I draw on different canvases and everything. I'm also a digital artist.
Yeah.
And going into galleries with digital art, they deem that as less than.
Yeah, you can't do
and
that.
I'm like, why not break? Why not be okay with breaking
the system,
how things have always been done? Because we're creating art. It doesn't matter how I got there. Unless you use AI. Because then that matters. But I'm just like, if you're creating it by hand and creating something beautiful and it's frameable, why not in the gallery? But it's an example. The gallery is also like, no. We need
this
to
is
have
how things have been
things,
done.
yes. And I feel like that same way and approach can be seen in many aspects of the creative industry.
I hear you. So I wanna read you something. Right? I just want to make sure this thing is recorded. Okay. Some mistakes have been made in the past. So an artist by the name of Masonwabo Ntloko recently penned an open letter to the industry, right? And it was titled, "What will be the legacy of this creative industry?" And I'm going to give you I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to give you some of the things he said. He said, "I feel like that something is missing in our industry. We have, as artists, may have lost our ability or perhaps our courage to be the voices of our generation. Walked through the most recent," he says, "I walked through the most recent art fair and I was struck by the absence of reality. There was little reference to what's happening on the ground. I understand why, though. The fear of being misunderstood, of being seen as performative or trying too hard is real. There's always the risk that if you speak to politics, to struggle, to injustice, someone will think you are jumping on a trend. And maybe because of that fear, we have fallen silent." What do you think of that statement?
That hit.
I'll send you the link.
Please. And I agree. I was feeling the same thing. I actually didn't go to art fair this year. Because I've just been feeling there's something missing, man, or something is not right, or like people are pursuing something that's it
surface level.
It goes against being an artist, and something that the artist touched on. Sorry, I forgot the name. Was that there's a fear of being judged, a fear of being misunderstood.
Yeah.
But the artists of history have never been afraid of that. So you can't be an artist and have the fear of being misunderstood. You can't be an artist and have actually any fear.
Yeah.
And if you do, express it and put that within your art. Like, let us see that emotion. Let us see what you're feeling.
Yeah.
But you can't have the fear of that prevent you from creating art, because then we're losing one of the most important characteristics of an artist. Like, artists are people that are brave. Artists are people that are not afraid of saying something. And then they have this amazing ability to say it without even needing to be in front of people and say the thing. But you create an artwork, you create a piece of literature that can communicate that.
You're communicating a message.
Yeah. And then it has, well, now with technology, the ability to reach so many people. So I do think that he's probably, he's probably right that there is that fear, but then it's not an artist then. Like, I'm not seeing, it's like a juxtaposition for me.
Yeah.
So
he was almost framing it when I read the article in the sense that I think he even says like the work is technically beautiful. If I look at it visually, what is being created, it's almost as if it's too right? And no one is, in the same way you were saying earlier on that when you first started, you were told to color within the lines, right? But now as you create, you color without the lines and in different formats and in different ways, right? Because you've now morphed into this artist. And I think what he was just trying to touch on is that the art is lacking the messaging that African artists are known for.
Yes.
And being almost a voice for the voiceless. You know, that's what art is meant to do, right? I'm supposed to stand in front of some things and think, and not just be like, oh, that's pretty, or oh, that's Karabo's Poppy work. I definitely have to have it in my house just because it's Karabo Poppy's work. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what he was alluding to. Is that not that the purpose is lost, but there's almost like you're saying, you can't be an artist if there's this fear of coloring outside of the lines.
Or feeling like you should be holding back anything. I'm trying, like, as we're talking, I'm trying to see, like, what's probably led to that. And I was thinking now that this new era of art within Africa, it's still pretty recent. It, like, happened in our lifetime. So as something's growing, there's going to be tumultuous times. And then, it grows really quickly. And then we try to figure out what that looks like. So maybe this is the natural progression for things before we get to a different state. Like how the punk movement came. Like, people back from the war, parents are going to work, kids are left at home. There's this tension that's created from understanding how life after the war happens, being left alone, and then there's like tension, and then punk comes. Yeah. So maybe this could be our definition of like tension before like something new releases. Yeah. So I'm seeing what he's saying, and it made me a little bit like, a little bit down, but I'm like, maybe because it's still, I don't want to call it infancy age. It's still
it's adolescence.
Yes, adolescence.
It's adolescence. Everyone is some are rebelling, some are sticking to the system. You know, some are afraid because they still haven't evolved enough yet.
Yes,
and, you know, some are. Yeah, some like him are then asking the questions to prompt maybe adulthood.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
So I think maybe this is the natural course for a new movement or a new stage or a new season to kind of break out. And I want to say then to the creatives that are aware of this, start working on your craft now. Start perfecting that thing that makes you unique. Start experimenting more so that when that new movement comes, you're already at the forefront of that because you haven't bothered with this adolescent part. So that's all I'd say.
Come on, she left us with bars. So now every episode we do a quick fire round where I ask you just one or two things. I'm going to start. I have things written down, but now that I've been in your space, I know you are a musician.
Yes.
And I know you love Lego.
Yes.
Lego or guitar?
Guitar.
Why?
I feel like so I'm actually self-taught.
Yeah.
In learning the guitar, it helped me mature as a person, realizing that something great takes a long time. So this is like it was a new skill for me, and it took a lot of time to be good and good enough to play in front of people. And like things get messy sometimes, but you can create something beautiful from a mess and a mistake. And it helped me be okay with being by myself in a space when I'd play. And then it also proved this thing that I heard on Avatar. So it was
the movie.
The
animation.
The animated series.
I'm sorry. Earth, fire, wind.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but okay. But there was the episode where Sokka found a swordman that was going to teach him and help make a sword, yada, yada. But the teacher said one thing. He said, a true master practices a myriad of disciplines to keep his mind sharp and fluid. So to keep my mind sharp and fluid, I have to practice in a number of disciplines. And I realized that with guitar as well. The more I played the guitar, I think it made me a better illustrator. And then as soon as I became a muralist, I think it made me a better guitar player. But I just found many ways of taking my style of creativity into many different things. So yeah, it's the guitar, man. The guitar feeds my spirit in a different kind of way. It's been a part of my journey for a long time, and I've always been a country girl, and be like, that's that. I don't know. It's absolutely the guitar.
Let me tell you something, guys. When we walked into the studio, there was country music playing. This is a country girl, okay? All right.
Look like a thug, but listen to country. So yeah, definitely the guitar.
No, I was just. That's not even a quick fire round question, actually, because it's actually a little bit unfair. But I know these are two activities that you really like to do outside of your art. Digital brush, because you're obviously an illustrator, or spray can.
Digital brush, because I can edit and do. I will always appreciate that function.
Street art or gallery show?
Street art.
Yeah, I felt like this one was obvious. Yeah. Even when I wrote it, I was like, you know what? You're being a bit obvious here.
Yes, that one was very obvious. I like the idea of being accessible to as many people as possible, and street art allows that.
Illustrator or Photoshop?
Illustrator. Woo, Photoshop, no.
I don't even know what those things mean.
Illustrator's better, just know that. You know, like when you have your friends that are like, who do you support? I don't support. Well, you support Man United now.
Okay,
you know those friends.
So I support Illustrator
now.
Okay, going in future.
Yes.
And this one is dream collaborator, dead or alive.
You asking me who's my dream collaborator, dead or alive? It's not a person, but Pixar. I'd love to have a Pixar animation movie of a story that I have.
So we've seen how she manifests. So I'm sure within 5 to 10 years, we will be seeing a movie by Karabo Poppy, and all of South Africa will be proud of you. And then lastly, my last question before we end this wonderful episode. Oh, dog, you've made me chuckle so much. I'm honestly so happy. Do you think you are a master of your trade? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I read Outliers and the 10,000 hours, and my mentor and I actually sat, and one year we decided to calculate how many hours I've spent on a Wacom tablet, and it was far above 10,000 hours quite a few years ago. So yeah, I think I am. Not to say I have nothing to learn.
No, yeah.
I always try and remain teachable, but I do think I'm a teachable master in my craft.
Oh, brilliant. You've made me so happy.
Bene. Oh, my aunts and uncles, it means this one has a hand in direct translation, but it means like
hand of God. Come on.
They like saying, yo, I don't say so. Like as you see Jax now, I would be able to draw a very accurate portrayal.
I love that.
Yeah,
Karabo
I think
Poppy. I really thought it was just maybe you like poppies as a flower, but I love that. Karabo.
Many people think I would have chosen something
like I'm a thug. I'm a real thug.
I don't know. Karabo Brooklyn Fire. I don't know. Something Bed-Stuy, something. But no, that's my second name.
Karabo, thank you so much.
Jax, thank you.
This has been an insightful conversation. I think whether you are an artist, a musician, a accountant, my video guys are nodding. Yeah, Ramson is saying, yeah, I felt the spirit. Whether you are an accountant, I think this episode just speaks to more than just you being an artist, just constantly working on your craft, perfecting your craft. Passion, purpose. And I think those are themes that can be found in anything, any trade that anyone does. And even I'm sitting here like, damn, I need 10,000 hours. It's a new project. So
it's doable. It's doable.
Now I need to do my 10,000 hours. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time and allowing us into your beautiful space to shoot this. Like I said in my previous episodes, I'd like to come into the person's space because I think this is where you're most comfortable, and to also understand you more and see the things that inspire you. The space is incredible. So yeah, guys, that's me for today. Leave some comments if you have any questions for Karabo. I'll make sure to get them to her. Yeah, I think I'm a bit winded.
Is it?
I'm a bit winded by this episode. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to use the hashtag you're a jote, because every jote is a goat in the making. And that's all I have for you today. Super.
I like that.
Bye, guys.
Hey, I'm breaking Jax's things.
And yeah, Dora, but it's insured.
I was about to say, insurance.
I don't play insured. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next episode.